Hi, this is Mike Boogie Boglub here at Oasis Paintball Park here on a Saturday to show you guys how to do running and gunning. First off, we're going to start with is paint. Usually when you use paint, you want to use low-grade stuff because shooting the good stuff, target practice, is not really a good idea. Today, we're using Empire Heat, which works really good for this stuff. But it does have a problem with sometimes it has a little oil on it. It's not a problem. Today's paint's pretty good, but what I show you to do is you take an old paintball box, take the inside out, take a paper towel, roll them babies around in there. Whoop, dry the oil off, okay? And then load your paint. Now it's time. Another thing I wanted to bring up is bore size of paint. It varies between manufacturer paint and different grades of paint. You want to get yourself a barrel kit. Personally, I have an old freak kit that I got years ago that I have hung on to since I'm an old guy and I have lots of old stuff. But I would recommend that there are different companies that make them, that I would recommend getting a bore sizing kit so that you can take and get the proper bore to get a proper bore to paint match so that you can shoot straighter. Every little bit helps in this sport. Okay, here we are out of the drill field now. One thing that when you're going to drill, make sure you dress the way you're going to play in a tournament, because there's no sense of drilling in shorts and without the gear unless you have all the gear on. Another thing is that when I load up paint, I shoot a half a case of paint at a time in what I call a set. For those of you who can't afford a lot of paint to shoot like that and just want to run a few drills, I suggest filling a few pods up full of sand for weight to get your legs, to help work your legs on your running so that when you pull them out, you can run a little faster. Now here we are at the field. Now as you look out, you have the field. Right down behind me is a double barrel. We call that the back center. You're gonna have to picture this with me. Just to its right is the inside 30. You know, usually by a little, little temple or something's always there. Just past that is another barrel that doesn't have the black pipe. The next barrel over with the white spots on it, that's the 40. Just beyond that is the lay down barrel is the snake, and the one further behind is the back corner. Now it's symmetrical. Both sides of the field have the same props in the same spot. Basically what you're going to do is we're going to teach you how to run and shoot at spots as you're running. So like when you're running out on a field, instead of shooting at the guy, you're shooting the spot where he's going. All right? Also on these barrels, you want to try and hit the lower half of the barrel, because generally a guy is sliding into his bunker and he's down low to the ground. All right, let's get set up here and we'll run the first running and gunning out to the right. Number one, when you're going to run and gun and we're shooting off to the right side. Now, you want to take the tank and put the tank here where your shoulder, right here where you'll see your muscle and then your shoulder. Right here, you want to lock the tank into this section of your shoulder. The reason pending is as you're running, you can move your shoulder up and down. If you plant the tank on your chest and run, the gun goes up and down as you're running. So put it onto your arm, locked out. The next thing, when you start, if you start like this, you're telling them right away, hey, I'm going to the snake, man, shoot me all you want. If you start like this, every time, they cannot tell whether you're going to run and gun or go to the snake. It's very important that you line up exactly the same way every time. You got to outfox them when you can. The other thing, when you're lined up on the box, you're looking out at your target straight across. When you start, you turn your body and point your hips in the direction you are running so that you are turned like this, running with going to your corner, okay? Now we're gonna set up and I'll show you how it looks like live.
There are 3 of them.
Ready? Okay, now we're back. I wanted to show you real quick on where you hold the tank to lock it into your arm. Notice the muscle, how it makes the curve right here. This is where you wanna lock it into. You wanna lock that tank right into this portion of your arm so that it can go up and down as you run. Because remember, if it's planted here, it goes up and down with your body. With here, you can control it. Thanks, Rob. Okay, here we go. Now, I've got the gun locked in, getting ready to make a run out to the corner. I'll be shooting it back center on my way over. 3, 2, 1, go! Great. Okay. Okay, now that was the first run. When you do these drills, you do 3 right-handed, 3 left-handed. Always, whatever you do with your right, you do with your left. You want to be ambidextrous. Okay, now this is run number 2. And what I'm doing is I'm shooting at back center, and then I'm going to have what I call the, oh crap, there he goes. And I'm going to have a guy that I'm thinking is running to the corner. So halfway into my run, I'm going to switch my lane to the corner. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, now here's the third run. This time I'm going to run shooting back center and then go, oh no, he's going to the snake, and shoot it. Also, for those of you who are young and spry, me being 47 years old, I don't slide much anymore. But for those of you out there, at the end of your run, you should slide, baseball style, plant your foot, pop up, and throw 3 more rounds at the back corner or snake, depending on what you're shooting at. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, here we are going to do the laning drill. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot at the inside 30, okay? As we walk up to this cone, we have a cone to stop me to act as my back center. And as we're walking up, we're going to have the same thing. Oh no, he's going to the snake. So, 3/4 of the way up my walk, I'm going to switch to the snake, and it looks something like this. Now remember, start just like you do on everything else. Make it look the same. Times to the right, 3 times to the left. Okay, now on the laning drill for the 2 lanes that we're throwing down. I'm going to do a couple left-handed and show you what those are. One thing that you want to do is that when you have it locked in on your shoulder, tilt the loader in on the side. You know what I'm saying? Don't come out with it like this. Shoot like this. Also, when you're walking out, don't go walking up there all straight up and down. Crouch, stay down behind your bunker so that you don't get shot by the guy running out to the corner shooting back at home. Here's what I'm talking about. One more time. If I'm running towards you, say that you are the X, and I'm running towards you, and I'm trying to shoot to my left side, I cannot shoot it like this. It's better to run up and shoot like this across yourself if you're going up to an X shutting down a side. Okay, I will demonstrate. Okay, tank locked in. Acting like I'm just gonna do coming up shooting the lane, but instead I'm gonna go by and run and shoot to the X. 3, 2, 1, go! And that's how you run up to the X, shutting down a lane across your body. Okay, now we're gonna do what I call an out and up. You guys have all done these where you run out, shooting across your body, then up, shooting with your body to either the corner or the snake. I will demonstrate. Gun locked up into my arm. Just like a stance like I always take, always the same stance. 3, 2, 1, go! That's an out and up. Just to demonstrate to you the different ways that you use the different breakouts and how to work your gun skills. Because remember, at the beginning of a game, nobody's in their bunker. Everybody's running for cover. So the more lanes that you can cover and get like 5 guns up on the break every game, if you can get 1 to 2 kills off the break every time and still have 4 or 5 of your guys standing, do the math. It's easy. Now, when you run these drills, you run them in a set until you get down to the last 1,000 pounds of air or your last pod. When you get to that, then we go to snap shooting. We're going there next. Okay, here we are at the snap shooting station. As you see, about 50 feet away, I have a barrel mounted with a pair of goggles mounted on it. What you want to do is you want to shoot that goggle, okay? 1 ball at a time. Now, when you do your sets of drills, and you do all your drills, and you get to your